103.5, The Beat of New York. It's KTU. You got Carolina Bermudez with Greg T in the morning. 1-800-245-1035. Get those phone lines ringing.
Yeah.
Carolina, take it away.
Well, no, all the texts are coming in right now at 69935. Really quickly, want to give Emma Pebbles a happy birthday shout out from her mom, Melanie. She's 15 today. We love that you listen, Melanie, so thank you so much. All right, well, let's get into our hot topic.
Oh, I'm so excited for this one. I really am.
Hot topic.
I've got stories to share to you.
Hot topic.
It may not be about my kids, but it's about me, and it's about your kids.
Hot topic.
I am losing my mind. So every day, my husband Mark and I are getting notes from the nurse at Noah's school.
Yeah.
Like yesterday, for example. Dear parents, Noah was seen in the nurse's office this morning. He complained of a stomach ache. He does not have a fever. He rested a few minutes, had some water, and used the bathroom. He reported feeling a bit better, and I instructed him to return if it worsens. Oh, but wait. There's more. Every single day, this kid goes to the health office and they send us an email. Dear parents of Noah, this letter is to inform you that Noah was seen in the health office today for a headache and a stomach ache. If you have any questions or concerns, please call us. But wait, there's more. Another health office visit. I'm not kidding you. This letter is to inform you that Noah was seen in the health office today for a scraped knee. I said to my husband, I go, what is going on at the nurse's office? Every day, Noah is going, and I don't know if the nurse is just the sweetest, nicest woman, but we explained to him, you only go if you're bleeding or if something is really wrong.
He has to stop going to the nurse.
He's got to stop going to the nurse. So we want you to call out your kid. Okay, I'm calling out my kid. He goes to the nurse's office every single day. And now you, Greg T, were telling me that you used to go to the nurse's office.
If I knew I had a test or if I knew I had to do something that I wasn't prepared for, I would do a couple of things. One, I would tell all the kids I have terrible allergies. And I would scratch my eyes as so hard as I could till they turned red. And then the kids would be like, Mrs. So-and-so, Gregory's eyes are red. And I was like, I can't see. And I'd have to go to the nurse and go get eye drops. Or like trying to go home.
Didn't you limp one time?
I did. One time I said I can't keep doing the eyes. So now I have to say I hurt myself. So I was like walking. I was like dragging my leg. And I'm like, something's wrong with my knee. It's hurting me. So I was trying to fake limp, and then I was trying to go home. But every time the nurse would call home, my mother would say, can I please speak to him? And she would get on the phone with me, and she would say, Gregory, now you get your ass back to class. You're not coming home.
See, that's the thing. I wish I could talk to him. Give us a call, 800-245-1035, or you can text us at 69935. See, when they send us these emails, we don't have the opportunity to speak to him. And I explained to him, and I said, Noah, you're missing important lessons when you're going to the nurse's office.
And they are.
If you need to use the restroom, you can use the restroom. I think he just likes going there because she's so sweet to him.
Maybe he's got a crush on the nurse.
You know what? She's very beautiful. I wouldn't blame him. The texts are coming into 69935 already. 914 says, my son always had a stomach ache and went to the nurse's office constantly, and she would give him tea. That is so sweet. Helen says, my twin 7-year-old girls have a personal relationship with the school nurse. They see her every day of every week. Nurse Kate and I are besties. You know what? That's so funny because even over the holidays, I said to my husband, I gave the teachers and the teachers' assistants a gift. And I said, I got to take care of Nurse Vicky. She constantly takes care of our son Noah. And he's like, this kid, why are we getting... and the range of injuries is unbelievable. Dear parents of Noah Grossman, we saw Noah today in the nurse's office because he bumped his elbow.
Oh, my God. Come on.
It's unbelievable. So wait, texts are coming into 69935. 646 is saying, when my son was in 2nd and 3rd grade, his classroom was across the hall from the nurse's office. He was constantly in there, so I was getting phone calls. He said he had a stomach ache. He didn't feel good. He had a headache. So one day I got a phone call, and I was like, oh, great. What are they calling about now? It turns out that the nurse had to tell me that he slipped on a pencil in cafeteria and didn't get hurt. Everything was fine, but she just needed to tell me. I don't think the kids understand the level of anxiety that you get as a parent when you see that the school is calling.
They have no clue. They don't know what that's like. But I will say, there was one time, like when Ella was, maybe she's in 1st or 2nd grade, I'm not sure. And she did have a little tiny bellyache, but she also stayed up very late the night before eating cookies, bad parenting. So then she went down to the nurse's office. The nurse did call and said, Mrs. T, we seem to have a little bit of a problem with Ella. And we're like, what is it? We're like, well, Ella is passed out sleeping and snoring and drooling on my couch. So we went to go see her, and she literally was passed out. Trish wakes her up and says, Ella, you have to go back to class.
Yeah.
And she's like, but Mommy, I'm tired. I want to go home.
This is it. The kids, we know what's up. Let's go to line 1. We have Denise calling from Staten Island. Good morning, Denise. How are
Denise.
you?
Hi, good.
We want you to call out your kid. What is your kid doing that you're constantly getting phone calls about?
We just had an incident the other day. I got a phone call from the nurse. She sounded super, super frantic on the phone. My daughter ended up she was in the cafeteria, and she had been eating some sort of peanuts. This is what the nurse tells me. And she threw up. So the nurse right away, I knew she was going to say, about a peanut allergy because, all the schools are about
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I stopped her and I said to her, no. I go, my daughter doesn't have a peanut allergy. So she goes, oh. She goes, well, Taylor told me that she just had peanut allergy testing and that you're waiting for the results to come back.
What?
So I'm like, oh, my God, this is a total lie. So she's in the nurse's office. So she gets on the phone. I go, Taylor, why would you tell the nurse that? She's like, Mom, I ate too many M&Ms. She goes, and I started choking, so I threw up. And right away, they thought that I was they thought she was having an allergic reaction to the peanuts.
Oh my gosh! But you know what? That's the thing. The kids, they make up these stories, and I don't know how the administrators and the teachers keep a straight face because they do. They straight up lie. Denise, thank you so much for the call. We appreciate it.
Hey, listen, if you are a school nurse and we want to hear about some of the excuses that you get from some of the kids. We don't have to say your name. We don't have to say what school you're a nurse at. But if you're a school nurse, please call us and chime in on the topic. Again, we are calling out our kids today.
914 is texting into 69935 and said, oh my gosh, I got a note from the nurse yesterday. I told my daughter if she goes again today, I'm going to take her to the hospital.
Right.
That
You
is so
gotta
funny.
stop it.
I said to Noah, I said, you know what, buddy, if you keep going to the nurse, we're going to have to take you to the doctor.
Well, we have threatened that too. You keep pushing that issue that you're always sick, you're going to go to the doctor, and we're going to see how sick you really are.
And then the doctor has to give you a shot, and we know how kids feel about shots. So, you know what? I think that we're on to something here. 732 is texting 69935 and says, our school system just implemented a new rule that if your child is out of school for a certain amount of days, even with a doctor's note, you'll get a letter and need to go in front of the school board to explain yourself.
Wow.
My goodness.
Wow.
Let's go to line 2. Elkie is calling from New Rochelle. Good morning. Hi, Elkie.
Yeah, what up, Elk?
Hi. Good morning. I just wanted to tell you my daughter's been skipping out on prayers in the morning that she has to go, and she hides in the bathroom on top of the toilet seat. And now they caught her, and because they caught her, now I have to go pick her up after school, and she can't go on the bus home. She has detention.
No
Elkie,
way.
oh my gosh.
Wait, how old is she?
She's 13.
Oh my gosh! You know what? I used to go to. Does she go to Catholic school? Is that what she's not doing morning prayer?
Yeah, it's a Jewish school,
Oh.
and she's not going into prayer. She hides in the bathroom all the time.
Oh my gosh, Elkie, what are you going to do with this girl? She's hiding on top of the toilet. Like, how did she even learn how to do that?
I don't know. I don't even know what to do because now I have to go pick her up, and now she's being punished, and she has to report.
Oh,
That's a whole other level. It's a whole other level.
I'm being punished.
You're
not
right.
her,
You're
because
right.
Who cares if she's staying in school? I have to go pick her up now.
I hear you. It totally throws your entire day off. You know what? Well, we wish you well. Keep us posted and tell her she needs to go to morning prayer, okay? That's just a requirement. So thank you so much.
Things, like when you're a parent and you're starting out, you never imagine that these kids are going to get that slick to get themselves out of class and go to the nurse, or like Elkie just called in and said where her daughter's standing on the toilet so they can't see her feet.
That's brilliant.
So she can avoid prayer in the morning.
I know. Well, Kristen texted into 69935 and says, my 6-year-old was doing this recently every day. The worst day was when he fell on the playground on his butt and needed ice because he said it hurt.
Yeah.
When he came home, I couldn't believe it. We want you to call out your kid. I've been getting calls from the nurse and emails from the nurse that my son is going to the nurse every single day. So
1-800-245-1035. Give us a ring. Ring those lines. We want to call out our kids today. We are smack dab in the middle of our hot topic.
Hot topic.
And we want to know how your kids are just getting over on you.
Hot topic.
So we're actually giving you guys a soapbox to stand on, and we want you to call out your kids.
Hot topic.
well, you know what? So here is the thing. We have been getting emails from the nurse every single day. And Mark and I, my husband, at first we were laughing, and then now it's turned into a thing. And we said to our son Noah, who's 6 years old, honey, you can't go to the nurse unless it's very serious.
Can't do it.
Oh, we were getting notes that he fell down and scraped his knee.
Yeah.
He bumped his elbow. Then he had a tummy ache. Then he, what was another one? He got a scratch on his hand.
And you know your kid. You know that this is all like he's just playing with this
child. And we said to him, you know what, Noah, I really do believe. And by the way, shout out to all the school nurses who are dealing with this on a daily basis, minute by minute, because there are a number of students who like to go to the nurse.
Yep.
Some of them want to get out of class. Others, might have something a little more serious, but we let him know you don't take advantage of going to the school nurse. You only go when it is something very serious.
Or maybe they want to just take a nap because, listen, my family's not exempt. I mean, my daughter, same thing. She would just be like, go to the nurse and say, oh, I'm just not feeling well. But then meanwhile, 3 seconds later, she's passed out and drooling and snoring. And then we get a phone call from the nurse, and they're like, can you come see your kid?
She was just tired.
She's passed out, right? Ella, you have to go to class.
She stayed up too late. Yeah, she was watching The Bachelor. All right, well, we have your text coming into 69935, and they are hilarious. 917 says, hey, it's all about number 2. I did it, and my kids do it. Any excuse to go to the private toilet.
Right.
Scrape.
Oh, I remember the private toilet. That's right. Oh, my God, yes.
Knee equals gotta poop.
Yeah.
I never thought about that. 347 is texting 69935 and says, tell him if he has to go to the nurse for another fake ailment, you're going to take him to the emergency room since he's so sick. It'll scare it out of him. You know what I did? I told him, I said, we're going to have to take you to the doctor.
That's right.
You're going to have to get a shot.
Yeah, right. Tell him you're going to get needles. And, kids hate the needles.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, let's go to the phones. Let's see who's calling right now.
All right, hold on a second. Here we go.
Line 4, Victoria is calling in from Hopatcong. Good morning, Victoria.
Hi, good morning, guys.
Hi,
What's
good
up?
morning. So tell us, what is your kid doing that you're constantly getting called about?
Well, he's in second grade now, but since kindergarten, he found the loophole, and he was going to the nurse every day. The nurse had me on speed dial.
Seriously?
He told me we were best friends. He was going because he bumped his head, because his stomach hurt. He had a headache.
It's
To
constant.
the point, yeah, she was calling me that I was laughing. I was like, this nurse is going to think that I'm the crazy lady. I'm like, what is it now?
I know.
had to tell his teacher this year. I'm like, stop calling me. He's not allowed to go to the nurse.
Victoria, my husband and I spoke about it last night. We were crying laughing about the latest email that we got. And my husband said, you know what? We're going to call the teacher again and remind her that he cannot go unless he's bleeding or something is really wrong. So,
because you do, as a parent, you think that the school is going to say, why is this kid running to the nurse all the time? There's got to be a problem at home.
Oh, God.
You're so right. It's on your mind. Yeah.
Totally. Well, Victoria, thank you so much for making me feel better. I'm not alone.
Nope, exactly. Have a good day, guys.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Kim is calling from Rockland County. Good morning, Kim.
Yo, Kim, what's up?
Hi. So
Hi.
I am actually not a parent, but I am a teacher.
Okay.
And I constantly hear, kids lying and stuff. And one of the kids decided to tell, me and my co-teacher that her dad actually died. So we had this whole sob story of, oh my God, your dad died. Like, we felt horrible for her. Around 2 weeks later, when parent-teacher conferences come along, and the dad shows up.
That is unbelievable. I mean, the kids will stoop to that. That is wicked. Wicked.
And it was all
Unreal.
just to not do her homework. So
Oh my gosh.
Come
you know
on.
the stories that they tell, it's insane.
yeah, it's crazy.
Oh my gosh, you teachers, I don't know how you do it. Thank you so much for the call. I'm glad her dad's okay, by the way.
Kim, do you tell the dad that? Do you go, Kim, did you say to the dad, by the way, your daughter told me that you had passed on?
Oh, we told him, yeah. He was very surprised. He's
I'm
like,
sure. He's like, well, here I am. I'm alive.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my
Thank
God.
you so much for the call. I swear, these kids, they keep us on our toes. Let's go to line 1. Kelly is calling from Yonkers.
The imagination that they have.
Good morning, Kelly.
Yo, Kel.
Hi, guys. How are you?
Oh, I would be much better if I didn't get a call from the nurse every day of my life. What's going on?
Well, when my son was in pre-K Catholic school, the guidance counselor had to come in to observe the class. So
Yeah.
she's watching the class, and the teacher said, okay, come on, everybody who has to go to the bathroom, and looked at my son and said, come on, Walter, do you have to go to the bathroom? He's like, no, thank you. I have one at home. And so she got the biggest kick out of it that she had to tell me, and I asked the teacher, and the teacher was like, oh, no, he says it every single day.
Oh my gosh.
And he would never use the bathroom in pre-K.
So maybe that's why he's going to the nurse. You know what? I never thought of that.
No,
Maybe-
he didn't go to the nurse. He
Oh.
just it was every single day. He would say, "No, thank you. I have one at home."
Oh, my
and then when I
gosh.
asked him about it, he said, "I'm not using that bathroom."
Oh, that is so funny. Oh my, they do. They come up with the craziest things. Thank you so much for your call. We appreciate it. 69935. Thank you. The texts are coming in. 718 says they have a student who spits in the garbage and then tells her he threw up after.
Oh, come on.
Let's see. LOL, there is one student, 732 says, who consistently gets hurt during recess. I'm sorry.
Oh, wait, come on now. Don't hold off on us.
sorry.
No, you tell us. Tell us.
732 says, first he broke his tooth. I'm sorry, I'm not laughing. Tripped and fell and scraped his knee. He now broke his arm. Oh my God, this is terrible. They said his poor mom, that poor mom probably gets calls every day. I'm sorry. I'm laughing because that sounds like my kid. Okay, Tara says, how about getting a call from the principal who says that your daughter's in first grade is getting a little rough with kids?
Oh.
And I mean, this is like crazy. Parents are always getting calls. Let's see.
There was one time this was not a nurse thing. There was one time it was so beautiful outside, right? And I really wanted to go out and play. And the window of where we were in my class, the window was open where you can literally just get up and step out and go outside and play if you wanted to through the window. So I did. I literally got up and then I just jumped out the window and I went outside.
That is unbelievable.
The teacher turned around and said, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "I just wanted to go outside. It's nice and I wanted to play." So, of course, I got sent to the principal's office, and then my mom got a phone call, and she said, "What?" My mom says, "What did you do?" And I said, "Ma, I wanted
Jumped
to go
out
and play."
of- yeah.
So I jumped out the window and just went outside.
By the way, we do not encourage this type
No,
of behavior from
no.
anyone. Look at where Greg T ended
That's
up.
right. Ended up
Okay.
in radio. Study hard,
Listen-
kids. Get a good education. Do not
Listen
end
to
up in
your
radio.
teachers.
Yeah.
Let's go to line 2. Abdul is calling from Sayreville. Good morning, Abdul.
Yo, Abdul.
Hi, how are you guys?
Hi, we're doing great. So go ahead and chime into our hot topic.
No, I'm not a parent, but I'm a brother. So once I turned 18, my parents put me on the list. They were like, "Okay, if anything happens, you can pick up your sister or brother." And once my sister found out, she took advantage. She was going to the nurse every day. She was like, "Oh, my stomach hurts. I'm not feeling well. I'm hungry. Can my brother come pick me up?" And every time, no matter how far it was, I had to go pick him up.
Unbelievable.
So
and you know what? Now
they're
your
all lying?
parents, exactly, and your parents didn't want to deal with it, so Abdul gets the call. I mean, come on, that is messed up. Thank you so much for the call, Abdul. We appreciate it. Let's see. 862 says, 914 says, my son has been a frequent bathroom flyer since he's been in kindergarten. He's in 8th grade now and still loves the nurse. We're best friends. I mean, I think we're forming a relationship. 917 says, my kindergarten daughter goes to the nurse for everything. My daughter loves to go so she can chat with the nurse and give her hugs. It is the sweetest thing. However, she should be in class.
Right.
That's how I feel. 917 says, when my son was in grade school, he would go to the nurse all the time. I went to see the nurse, and it turns out he just had a crush on her because she was pretty and the sweetest to all of the kids. That's what I said to Mark. I said, Miss Vicky is so pretty.
Yeah.
She's very kind. She speaks like so soft-spoken.
And maybe that's why Noah was going to the nurse.
I guarantee you, absolutely, that's the reason why.
Yeah.
Let's see. There's another one coming in. Oh, gosh. 516 says that they're a teacher in 1st grade, and a student made up a whole story about how her father got arrested.
Oh, my
It
God.
turned out to be fake, and the mom was mortified.
Oh, my God, could you imagine?
That's insane. Let's see. 914 says, my daughter would hide her car keys and her brother's shoes so she wouldn't have to go to kindergarten. Let's see. Oh, 203. Yep, this is typical. My child kept going with a cough to the nurse because she gave lifesaver candies. I said to Noah, I go, you know what, buddy? Oh, we gave him cough drops. One day he didn't feel well. And I said, Noah, I didn't realize that you're not allowed to give cough drops in elementary school.
Right.
They have to go to the nurse's office if they want to have one. And I understand now why, because of choking.
Yeah.
So he goes, I sent him with 2 cough drops, and I said, if you feel like you need a cough drop, just tell your teacher and you can have one.
Yeah.
Well, sure enough, I go into the pantry where we have all of our cough drops. He must have dumped the entire bag of cough drops into his backpack and kept going to the nurse just to suck on his cough drops because his throat hurt. So, here's the thing. As a parent, you have to talk to your kids. There's no reason why I would ever tell my son not to go to the nurse.
Of course.
But the severity of the situation, he has to know. He can't be just going because he likes her or wants to relax and hang out in there. Oh, by the way, it was air conditioned, and over the summer, he would constantly go in because he was like, it's just so hot,
The
Mommy.
nurse's office was always air conditioned. Always air conditioned.
Always. Oh, let's see. 516 says, I used to go to the nurse all the time with a stomach ache. Like they said, I just needed the private toilet. And it turns out I'm an adult and I actually have IBS now.
Oh, no.
Oh my gosh. You know what, guys? This is crazy. Well, thank you for chiming into our hot topic. You know what? 908 says, LOL at the pretty nurse excuse. That was a Saved by the Bell episode. Zach used to love the nurse. Did you guys remember that from Saved by the Bell?
I remember I wanted crutches so bad because I knew that if you had crutches, then you got out of class early because then you can use the whole hallway because then nobody would knock you over. So I would just tell them that I broke my toe and I needed crutches. So like for a week, I got to get the whole hallway to myself and I had to like crutch myself around with like a bent leg. I'm like, oh, it's my toe.
You're ridiculous.
I wanted the whole hallway for myself.
973 texted in to 69935 and says, I used to go to the nurse so much that she nicknamed me Sarah Bernhardt after the actress. I'm now a drama teacher. 973 says, my daughter visits the nurse daily, sometimes twice a day. She comes home with random Band-Aids on her body. She was telling me all the different things that happen. We've tried everything, bribery, consequence. No matter what, she still goes to the nurse every day. So I buy the nurse wine every chance I have. Yes, that's exactly how I feel. Well, you know what? 862 says they were in kindergarten, escaped school and walked halfway home and got caught by the crossing guard and was sent back to school. I rang the doorbell.
Way.
That is insane. Well, you know what, guys? Here's the thing. We want to shout out all of the school nurses and all of the teachers that have to deal with this. Just as much as I'm a parent and I don't like getting the phone calls, I'm sure that for you it's difficult.
Right.
But you know what? I applaud you for keeping a straight face and for taking such great care of our kids every day. So thank you so much for calling in for our hot topic.